Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Nigerian people, great of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest Nigerian people. Today, we are gathered here at the Embassy of the United States of America. We are the Concerned Citizens Forum, and we come here to deliver a petition to the Ambassador of the United States. Your Excellency, the petition we have here today is the need to carry out forensic investigation of Nigeria's former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and others linked to cyber fraud. Permit us to congratulate you on your appointment as the United States Ambassador to Nigeria by the United States President Donald Trump, and for the successful presentation of your credentials to Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari in December 2019. We wish to state that we are a group of eminent Nigerians with keen interest in building a positive image for our country through the promotion of credible best practices and exposure of acts capable of soiling the image of our country, Nigeria. In the light of the fact that we share common ideals of accountability and good citizenship, we wish to bring to your attention certain facts that will further build citizens' capacity for best practices. Dear Ambassador, we are sure you are aware that within the period you arrived in Nigeria and shortly before that, some of our citizens have been arrested for alleged criminal activities like cybercrime, internet fraud, and money laundering in many countries in Europe, Asia, and America, including your country, the United States of America. The biggest and most recent of such fraud is the arrest of Mr. Raymond Abbas Igbalode, a.k.a. Hushpuppi, and 12 others who are alleged to have committed over 1.9 million people across the globe, over $135 million. We wish to commend the international community for the vigilance which has led to the arrest of these persons whose activities have deprived many of their legitimate sources of livelihood and brought shame to our dear nation, Nigeria. Dear Ambassador, following the extradition of Hushpuppi and his associates to the United States to undergo trial for alleged cyber fraud, we wish to offer our suggestion on how the investigation should be thorough to achieve the goal of exposing all those suspected to have either aided the fraud or those who have, through their actions and associations with the fraudsters, helped to launder the proceeds of crime. This, we believe, will ensure that all those involved in the crime are brought to book so as to serve as deterrent to others. You will agree with us, dear Ambassador, that all the global instruments on financial crime, including FAFT, clearly identify several ways in which proceeds from financial crimes can be whitewashed and presented as legit. Some of these processes include association with politically exposed persons, channeling the resources through existing organizations, and partnering with already established businesses. We wish to inform you that since 2016, when Mr. Igbalode, a.k.a. Hushpuppi, pulled his heist and living a luxurious life of opulence, his major channel for laundering the proceeds of his crime have been through open association with notable Nigerians, as well as former and serving public officials. Such meetings are usually presented to the public through videos and other photos of the event, which are usually held in posh hotels or other expensive venues around the world on Instagram and other online media. The aim of such videos and photos, dear Ambassador, as we are aware, is to further scam the public by presenting such fraudsters and their ill-gotten wealth as clean businessmen with legit income that anybody can do business with. The photo and video shoots from such events serve as an open endorsement of such characters, making it easy for the proceeds of this cyber fraud to be brought into Nigeria and to be accepted by unsuspecting members of the public as normal, which further makes it difficult for investigating agencies to track. We wish to report to you, dear Ambassador, that some of the persons who have lent their high-profile personalities to cover up for such shady transactions include a former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in person of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, a former Senator, Dino Melaye, and a top member of the opposition People's Democratic Party by the name Mr. Timi Frank, and several others. Video clips of their association with Mr. Hushpuppi have been posted and reposted on major internet outlets like Facebook, internet, and YouTube for all to see. We have every reason to suspect that their open association with Mr. Hushpuppi was not a coincidence, as they are trying to make people believe, but was well planned to sell the fraudster to Nigerians as a legitimate businessman who associates with respected and eminent members of the society. It is in the light of this, Mr. Ambassador, that we urge you to use your good office as the representative of the United States government in Nigeria to call the attention of the U.S. government of the possibility that the major accomplices of Mr. Hushpuppi are still roaming about freely in Nigeria. We call on the U.S. government to, in the bid to help fight cyber crime, money laundering, and possible terrorist financing, to draw the attention of the Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Mr. Christopher A. Wray, and the Secretary General of Interpol, Mr. Georgian Stock, to these facts. We are aware that both the FBI and Interpol have a range of legal authorities that enables them to investigate federal crimes and threats to national security, as well as to gather intelligence and assist other law enforcement agencies in countries outside the U.S. Mr. Hushpuppi is known to have defrauded millions of people across the world and is wanted for fraudulent crimes in Europe, United States, and Nigeria. We are aware that the Title 28 U.S. Code, Section 533, authorizes the Attorney General of the U.S. to appoint officials to detect and prosecute crimes against the United States. The investigation we are asking these agencies to carry out are clearly crimes against the United States as well as other countries. And we are aware that the FBI, unlike many domestic intelligence agencies around the world, can investigate crime in other countries. More so, as the investigative jurisdiction of the FBI extends to most federal criminal laws in more than 200 areas, including computer crime, embezzlement, money laundering, organized crime including extortion and racketeering, piracy and hijacking, sabotage, sedition, terrorism including eco-terrorism. We are also aware that these agencies have helped in tracking down crimes in other countries. We also know that the FBI has in the past work with the Economic and Financial Crime Commission in Nigeria to identify and prosecute local partners of international fraudsters and had arrested about 281 individuals, including 167 in Nigeria, for their involvement in fraudulent business email compromise schemes. Dear Ambassador, you may wish to know that the EFCC in Nigeria has said that the details of Mr. Hushpuppi money laundering transactions involve many high-profile cyber criminals facing trial in Nigeria. We are happy that EFCC is also eager to engage with the FBI in tracking victims of Mr. Hushpuppi fraudulent transactions and other fraudsters having direct involvement with him. We are interested in having these persons investigated because we believe they may have aided in laundering the proceeds of crime by Mr. Hushpuppi, either directly or indirectly, which, if established, makes them accomplices to the crime. Our suspicion is heightened by the frequent visit of these persons to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, where Mr. Igbalode, a.k.a. Hushpuppi, was arrested at the slightest instance, one of which was the celebrated meeting of the associates of the former Vice President shortly before the 2019 Nigerian general elections. Again, we have every reason to suspect that the frequent reliance on cyber experts and reference to internet cyber by the former Vice President and his associates may not be unconnected with their relationship with these cyber criminals. We therefore call on the U.S. government to assist through the relevant agents.
Victoria Asata.
I am by the name Comrade Adamu Kabir Matazu. I speak for the Concerned Citizen Forum.
Please don't blow the camera, sir.
The Concerned Citizen Forum, a group of committed young Nigerians who are interested in fighting corruption and corrupt practices in the country. We are aware of recent that a Nigerian who lives in Dubai has been arrested by the name Mr. Raymond Abbas Igbalode, a.k.a. Hushpuppi, and we are fully aware that he was extradited to the United States of America to face many crimes of cyber fraud. So we are here to submit this petition to the ambassador of the United States of Nigeria and the ambassador of the US in Nigeria for several of his accomplices to be investigated and trapped, who are known to be high-profile personalities, especially the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, whom we know is an associate of this cyber criminal that was recently arrested. So on behalf of the Concerned Citizen Forum, I have the honor and privilege to present this to your humble personality.
Right. The ambassador's not here right now, but I'll make sure she gets it, okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you for being peaceful.
Thank you.
Thank you.